How's it going, everybody? This is Dustin with Team Conti Sim Performance with the Q-Lap replay for Atlanta. This is 25 Season 4, Week 11. This is a second lap Q, typical of our procedure for intermediates. You're gonna roll out of pit road slowly, short shifting, get to 100 miles an hour by the cone, and then just right around 100 to 110 miles an hour until the start finish line, taking the green, lap one. We'll just go ahead and get into it, and then we'll dissect it. So you may notice I took off at the Geico restart zone. There's kind of that window right there between the Geico zone and the start finish line, even as late as into turn one, where you can change when you go, and it will affect the balance of the truck. The later you go, the later you accelerate, the freer the truck will be. Keep that in mind. So if you're having trouble keeping the rear under it um, during your Q lap, go later. I'm sorry, go earlier, and that'll tighten it up some. If you want it to sit on that right rear a little bit more, go later. All right, so there's a 37.95. I'm gonna break it down here. We had a little moment in one and two. Um, you can have those, and it's perfectly fine. Keep the truck as straight as possible, and don't scrub speed with any slide you have. It comes with anticipation and whatnot. But we're going to talk about how I could have avoided this situation. We'll watch it again. All right, so we had a little bit of rear slide where I had to come back out of the throttle, um, probably costing me a couple hundredths. Um, just take a look at what happens here. Keep an eye on the throttle trace. All right, so what I would attribute that to is just rolled into wide open just a little bit too early. And it's a pretty quick transition from about 60% back up to wide open, where I probably should have rolled in just a little bit more gradually. Not a big deal, just kind of had to feather the throttle just a little bit to keep the rears under it. Um, but definitely worth 100th, 200ths. We'll watch it full speed again. Also notice that I don't uh, stress wrapping the white on exit. Um, with the truck, as free as it is, or tight as it is, I mean it's just old surface and hot track. So depending on how you set up your corner, you might feel one of those things. Um, but if you have to pinch it or add wheel and risk sliding the rear, stepping out the rear, or just washing the nose, it's best just to start unwinding that wheel and keep the momentum, keep your speed. Don't scrub that speed and then expect to get it back in this low horsepower truck in a single straightaway. So just maintain your momentum and minimize your inputs to do so. 3 and 4, it'll be a little on the snug side. That's just the byproduct of running max camber in a Q setup. Um, could free it up, but then it would slide more and scrub more and wanted to kind of the same old song and dance there. You're feathering off the throttle, or you'll want to be feathering off the throttle enough to get it to the bottom, to the white line. Um, and then back to wide open as early as you can, as long as you can keep the truck straight and driving and momentum up. Um, hot track. If you've listened to this video this long, here's a little nugget. I've done several simulated sessions to try and project what kind of weather we'll see and what kind of track temp we'll see. When I load this weather, if I change this 83 partly cloudy, well, first off, 83 partly cloudy with the wind direction and humidity gives us a 134 track temp. If I change that 1 degree, if I go to 82 partly cloudy, everything else the same, it gave me a 114 track temp. So a 20-degree track temp swing. For that reason, I've released a looser Q setup that is available in the pack as well for those cooler track temps. Um, Same thing will apply to race. We'll touch on that in the track tutorial. But keep that in mind. Check your track temperature before you qualify. I'd say if it's in 125, 120, maybe 120. If it's 120 or above, you'll probably just want to run 1.0. If it's cooler than that, you'll probably want to run looser in Q. Um, so yeah, if you've hung on in the video long enough to hear that, consider that a little bonus nugget. Otherwise, as always, feel free to reach out throughout the week, whatever you need. Just shoot me a DM, and we'll see if we can help. Um, we appreciate you choosing Team Conti Sim Performance, and wish you the best of luck this week.